Welcome back. I am Rudy, joined by Chana here in the studio, and we're excited, right?
I'm excited.
You're
yeah.
excited.
I'm
I mean,
really excited.
People want to hear about devices and how we can plug them into the Internet of Things. Actually, wait, what is the Internet of Things?
The Internet of Things is many different things. So you can see there's so many devices here. It's not one specific device. It could be things for the connected home. It could be kind of for the connected car. And here we have a connected car, a definitely connected car.
Okay. That's the elephant in the room. Let's talk a bit about this. Where did
Sure.
this come from?
So this started back last year,
Yeah.
or earlier this year actually, and then at Embedded World Conference. So you can see on the slides there that we have the Embedded World Conference in 2022 at Nuremberg, Germany. And it was an idea that we had because we have so many connected devices. We wanted to have something that conveyed the connected vehicle.
I see.
This is a connected vehicle where we had one of our ExpressLink devices, the red board that you see here, connected to some sensors. And the whole idea is with the car or vehicle, you have CAN bus data. So CAN bus is how all the different systems talk to each other. So we had these sensors wired up here where they were sending data through CAN bus to our ExpressLink service and then to the cloud. And we were showing that as a dashboard. And this
we got
next
a dashboard as well. Okay, yeah. Go into the details of this.
So we had 10 different services in one demo. So you can see we had temperature, humidity, we had some location devices, we had our IoT device location being used to check the location of the device by using the IP address only. We also had a GPS antenna on there, as you saw, to get the exact location.
Nice.
So you can see the two different maps there using
Yeah.
our location service mapping.
Okay.
One is extremely accurate, one is off by maybe half a mile or so, but not too bad because you're using an IP address that's given by a conference.
Pretty accurate, I must say.
It is. And on the bottom left, you see our Twin Maker scan of the DeepRacer card through a simple phone, right? And putting it there, we can see the data of the wheel rotating. So this is so popular that our marketing team said, hey, Chana, can you kind of scale this up? Okay, so that was the challenge for me, and so here we are 6 months later.
6 months later, and you've got all these components.
We had all these.
Is that your desk at home or is that work?
That's at work.
Oh,
yes.
it's at work.
So I get paid to do this.
Oh,
Actually.
yeah.
So this is my little workshop in Irvine, California, and so I
Okay.
laid it out. Say, hey, I want to try to put as many devices as I can on this DeepRacer.
Yeah.
And so 21
21.
Yes, 21 devices and services in one demo, and that's what we have right here in front of you.
That's the car right here.
That's the car right here.
Okay, well, let's talk about the car itself.
Yeah, sure. So maybe just start in the front there.
Sure,
and
sure.
So in the front, you see the little white box there.
Okay.
That's a camera, obviously used for the DeepRacer lead. So we're using that with Kinesis Video Stream, where
Yes.
you can ingest video
Yeah.
through Kinesis, go into the server there, and out to the cloud, either different connectivity methods. So that's the main thing here. We have lots of devices collecting data, but it's that connectivity that we want to talk about also a little bit. We have many different ways that our customers use different types of connectivity. On the right side here, you see a bunch of other devices here.
Man, you came prepared for this, I must say.
Yeah. So surprisingly, I did not get stopped with my suitcases coming through the security there.
Okay.
So maybe just kind of point out real high level
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So let's start with the giant antenna, it looks like.
It is. So that is a LoRaWAN gateway. It has a LoRa antenna on the left side there. It has a GNSS. It's a little bit hard to see, but that's for getting the location there. We have a cellular antenna on the bottom, and we have a Wi-Fi antenna. So this one gateway can take sensors, from a LoRa network, send it through cellular, send it through Wi-Fi, provide a Wi-Fi hotspot if needed. So that's a LoRa aspect of it.
And is that going to the AWS cloud?
It is. It
Okay.
is. So for example, on the cellular side, we have customers that provide SIM technology either from a
Yes.
cellular router or the cellular
Okay.
backhaul into cellular to AWS
Yes,
and then
yes.
through IoT. We have the LoRa going into AWS IoT core for LoRaWAN. We have Wi-Fi certainly connecting directly to the AWS IoT endpoints. So again, this is a cellular router.
Yep.
Then we also have another device here having cellular connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity.
It's like
So this orange box here is
It's like a giant heatsink.
yeah. So this is used for some very reliable use cases, industrial strength certainly,
Yeah.
and we can run our Greengrass service on here
Okay.
also. So we are also running Greengrass on this Ubuntu server.
Sounds
in
like
the-
you're running everything on
yeah,
here.
yeah. And then so the battery is the other thing, right? So we need to get some beefed up batteries or have it hard connected. So those are some of the connectivity methods, and certainly last but not least is our Echo service for
Okay.
the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So we talked about Kinesis here. Let's talk about the little device in the front.
Oh,
There,
yeah,
I
yeah.
gave you
You've
one
got
there
one over
also.
here. I don't know if you guys see that. That's a sidewalk device.
It is a sidewalk device. It's produced by our Ring sister company. So we created that to allow customers to check what the coverage is with
Yeah.
sidewalk. So we turned that on about 3 or 4 months ago, and literally overnight we went from having zero coverage with sidewalk because it was in test mode to covering about 88 to 90% of the U.S. with sidewalk.
Damn.
Okay, and if you look at this map that I have here, I'll go back to the slides for a second
let's
here.
check out the map.
Yeah. So the slides that you're seeing there, on the upper right is a coverage map. That
Yeah.
looks like a cellular provider, right?
It
You know,
really does.
come to this company, come to that company, we have the best coverage. But that coverage is 88 to 90% of the U.S. population. So what that means is, yes, we don't have cell sites or anything like that in the middle of nowhere, nor do people maybe live in the middle of nowhere with a sidewalk bridge, such as an Echo device.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We see on the bottom right the same device that you were just holding up. So the idea with sidewalk is the concept of rings. So you have a close proximity for Bluetooth, maybe 100 feet or so, a little bit longer for FSK, so maybe a couple of 100 yards. Then you have LoRa, so the LoRa technology we talked about earlier, that goes maybe a couple of 100 yards in all directions. So you have a device, such an Echo device or a Ring device, maybe not your neighbor or the other neighbor, maybe somebody further down the street. Right, so their coverage and your coverage overlaps, and then you have this, massive coverage
so
map.
it's like collectively the coverage is increased.
Exactly, and the map on the left there is where I went with my family. The one, if you know Southern California, we went to the poppy fields, Lancaster poppy fields, because we had a big bloom this spring.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere, it still had coverage. I mean, literally, there's nothing but poppies out there.
Yeah. So the poppies had LoRa built in.
Yeah, exactly. And then going up the coast there, we went up to 101, and you can see, hey, covered us all the way into San Francisco.
Covered quite a bit. Yeah.
It did. A little bit of spotty coverage in San Luis Obispo area, middle of King City, middle of nowhere. Somebody obviously had a device in the middle there. You see the blue dot.
Yeah, just the one dot.
Exactly. So that's sidewalk. So putting sidewalk on here to lead the car with. We have lots of other technology here also. Do you want to just kind of jump into different things?
Let's go around the other devices.
Sure. So I converted the back taillight of the DeepRacer car here. I put a Matter device in here also. Have you heard about Matter?
I don't think so, but one thing I want to ask is you're not going to race this at reInvent, are you?
So the intent is to control this. So when you say race, move it, right?
Well, I mean, race it in the DeepRacer league.
No.
I don't think it'd be fair to the other competitors.
Exactly.
But race it with the controller.
With the controller,
we've got our Lunar controller here.
The Lunar wireless controller there. So using Bluetooth, we can certainly steer that and control that. We were doing that in Embedded World earlier this year also.
Okay.
So yeah, they might make a cameo appearance
at
the DeepRacer.
No promises, but you might.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So getting back to Matter here, Matter is a technology that was standardized about a year ago for the smart home. So I put that in the back here. So the idea here is if you have an ecosystem with Echo devices, you might say, so-and-so turn on the light, so-and-so turn off the light. But if you have disparate connectivity before from other providers, you might have to buy a light bulb that's only for Echo devices versus other devices.
Yes, okay.
So Matter takes care of that and makes that connection ubiquitous.
Oh, so you're saying technically it doesn't matter.
It does not, exactly.
Okay.
That's great. I'm going to use that. I think it does not matter for Matter. There you go. So that's one device we put in there.
Yes.
Again, going around the top here, we have this ultra wideband beacon at the very top.
The one with the lights.
Exactly. So we have these ultra wideband anchors that we can put up in the different corners of a room. Okay. And what this does is if you have 3 or 4 of them, it sends a signal to that receiver, and that receiver will say, okay, I'm getting it, this time of flight, that time of flight from different places, and it could locate that indoors.
So it's okay. Micro location. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's extremely accurate. It's like within half a centimeter accuracy if you really measure these things out. So that's hyper accurate measurement if you need that. Some of our customers actually need that for different indoor locations.
Yeah. And if you're in a factory or wherever, you need to know where people are.
Exactly.
Devices.
Again, going on a little bit more. So we have, you can't see it too well here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the car around just a little bit.
Okay.
So over here we have a LoRaWAN device for sensing temperature and humidity. It's going right into the heat sink for the CPU there. So getting the exact temperature of the CPU respectively there. Turn that back here a little bit.
Okay.
Coming from the bottom here, we have that red board. That's our ExpressLink service in a cellular form factor. It's connected to a CAN bus device. So again, starting from that, we have
connect everything together and
collect everything, send it up into a CAN bus board right here. And what I did is this, if you know CAN bus is a 2 wires. So the 2 wires there, I'm going to turn this around again, I apologize. So we have the 2 wires going up to this device over here, and this is now splitting it off to both a cellular device and then our other ExpressLink IoT Wi-Fi device. So the same data going to 2 different paths.
Cool.
One through Wi-Fi, one with cellular there.
Yeah, I just am impressed with the wiring because I'm also not a fan of soldering. I just like connecting things with wires. So it's cool that you've got that set up. Unless you like soldering. I mean, that's...
Yeah, that office, that workshop you saw earlier, so they strictly said, the facility said, no soldering.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't know where...
Yeah, I'm not allowed to solder there. So moving this around a little bit more, on the back end here, we have this LoRaWAN tracker. So the company that started LoRa technology, that's a reference design. So it looks, it looks like a nice tracker that you can put on something. A lot of logistics companies use that for getting a reference design. They might use LoRa, they may use cellular, etc. for that connectivity. So that's just a reference. So customers can come and build their unique IoT device using that reference.
I mean, it's the form factor is pretty like manageable at that point.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And I'm going to switch this down a little bit more. So this one here is pretty cool, I think. So from LoRa, so this board right up here that's on. This company uses that to check their LoRa coverage. And you might like this, Rudy. So they use this particular device right here. So this is a Bluetooth device.
That is so cool.
And LoRa. So what they do is they take a cell phone and they go out and they can hunt for Pokemon. Okay, so what they do is with that device and this device, they can see what the expanse of the coverage for LoRa is by using this. So they go out and they can, look for a Pokemon, and when they swipe it with this device that has the accelerometer, they're swiping it, sending a LoRa signal one way, sending a Bluetooth signal, cellular signal, and if they get it, they know the coverage is good there.
Okay, so what you're trying to actually say is you play Pokemon Go.
I do for my job. I'm very I'm very
for
dedicated.
Work, folks. He plays it for work.
Exactly. And then you can go further out and see if you can swipe that, and if whether it makes a connection or not, you can see that's what the extent of the coverage is there, like that. So so that's some of the connectivity there. Let me move forward a little bit more.
Tell us more. Yes, you've got more.
You're going to be at reInvent, right?
Oh yeah. I'll be at reInvent.
Perfect.
Yes.
So at reInvent, we did this.
This is cool.
This demo badge. So on the slide there, you see this is our 2023 version of the demo badge. So one of my colleagues in Germany, Thomas, has been working on this for a long time. He worked on it last year also. Yeah. So we improved it certainly from last year to this year. This was a workshop you put on last year. You had a repeat session, and since then I've used it with my customers to enable them on IoT by using this device. So this one is going to have the same AWS IoT ExpressLink service, the chip on the right there. Okay. On the left side, we're going to have Sidewalk also. So everything we just kind of talked.
That's the upgrade.
It is the upgrade. It's for customers that want to do a little bit of connectivity, right? So for different use cases, we talked a little bit about what the connectivity can be. We're going to have Sidewalk also on there. Yes. And then we talked a little bit about Matter. So it's going to have Bluetooth over Matter. So again, smart home, you might use Matter. Longer distances, water meters, etc. You might use Sidewalk. For connectivity, you can use IoT, the traditional Wi-Fi connectivity. The only thing we don't have there is cellular. And who knows? Maybe next year we might add cellular.
You never know. You never know. I think the important thing is that people can use this in the workshop, and then they can use it outside of the workshop.
That's right. That's
you can
right.
Like hack away and play around with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and then this last slide certainly I put in there. So
you
the
have
idea
to show all the services.
Yeah, so 21 services and devices. I've kind of abstracted away the names of the vendors and such there. Because I was told I had to, for that matter. So definitely come talk to us. So be happy to help with any type of IoT service that we can help our customers with. Yeah. And the idea is to iterate on this. This is going to go to the Miramar Air Show in a couple of weeks for the kids to take a look at it and see what's possible. Yes. So we're putting out a big event at the Top Gun School, Miramar. Yes. Yeah, so that's going to be there. And then it's going to go to a customer event and then at the IoT Innovation Center in Santa Clara, California for a number of weeks. And the idea is to iterate on this, make sure I don't get shocked, make sure there's no fire or anything like that. And by the time we get to reInvent, it should be good to go.
So it's safe for the general public.
Exactly.
Okay, and you mentioned this Top Gun. Does that mean, Academy, does that mean you're going to make this into an RC plane as well?
You know what? We don't have any kind of deep flyer or anything
deep
like
flyer.
Hey, RC drones or something like that. Yeah. We have the connectivity to make it happen. Certainly, hey.
Go, man. Let me know. I'll help you fly some stuff around there. And one final thing to ask is, what about these antennas here on the DeepRacer?
Yeah, so these antennas, as you saw, different types of
Yeah.
antennas. This company came and said, "Hey, what can we do to be part of this and to customize the antenna?" So they built these antennas out custom for this. The one on the left supports Wi-Fi and cellular, and
Yeah.
the one on the run is LoRaWAN. So they said they can
Okay.
put them all into one if I wanted to, but I said no. That looks cool. Looks like the old rabbit ears of a TV.
That's what I was saying. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, interesting. I thought it's like a cat when a cat's disturbed. The ears go back.
Yes.
So it's like I'm gonna race.
So that's DeepRacer
Yeah.
VX. I'm calling it VX because
VX.
version X, Y, Z. Maybe I'm not sure where it's going to stop. But the idea is to have this conversation when customers come to us in a conference setting. You just this is my personal opinion, not just putting videos and slides, but they want something tactical, something they can look and touch and interact with. So.
That's awesome. I mean, look, I want to say thank you for showing off all this awesome equipment and devices that you've been working on. And thank you, folks, for joining us. Hopefully you learned a lot from Chana. I did. And this is Rudy and Chana signing off.